Hey everybody, Psychosaurus is here. Welcome back to HM Pass Online. And today we are gonna talk about the Indian milestones. Yes, the Indian milestones. As you know, when there was the announcement for the Indians, there were already like the milestones, so that was like before the release. We saw like the stats. Of course, some of it got changed. So now we have the official values. So let's get into them, and just so you know, I'm level 40 and I haven't picked a single one yet, okay? Just so you know, I was saving for this moment. So let's get into it. Starting at level 5 milestone. And remember, this is just gonna be a recommendation. It's always your choice. If you feel like the choice is wrong, you can always reset, but remember, it costs 1000 empire points. So careful with that. It's up to you. If you feel like the choice, you would rather try something else, well, prepare 1000 empire points. But let's get into this. Level 5 milestones. So we have the Espionage and the Precise Measurements. So Espionage decreases upgrade research time by 5%. Very useful if you want to get those techs up faster. I was already talking about this in separate video, why I feel like the Precise Measurements or Espionage is better. If you want to see what I was talking about, yeah, you can check it out. I'll be honest, 5%, it's nice, but I feel like it's just never gonna be worth enough. Like I feel like, sure, if you have like one structure trying to get multiple texts done as soon as possible, 5% can help, but at the same time you can just build multiple structures and just get it done through multiple structures rather than just trying to make one structure do everything. So in my opinion, it's nice, but at the same time, is it really needed? Like, you can always put like manuals on your structures if you want to get those texts done faster. So in my opinion, Espionage is nice if you want it. It's there. Definitely helps when you're aging up. Definitely helps with your storehouse upgrades a little bit sooner. And you could honestly take this over the Precise Measurements if you just feel like the conservation is not good enough. But yet, let's move on to the Precise Measurements. Increases villager and gather elephant wood conservation by 25%. That means the 100 wood trees will now grant you 25 extra wood. So, of course, you will not see it on the trees directly, but the units will gather 25 more wood. Or if you have the 200 wood trees, that would be 250 in total. Exactly, 25% more wood. If you ask me, this is gonna be my choice. Namely because of Indians, and my focus with the gather elephants is gonna be on wood gathering. And those beasts just, man, they just gather so much wood so fast from those trees. It's incredible, okay? And that's why I feel like the wood conservation is gonna really help me. Like, those trees are going down pretty fast with those gather elephants. If you just grant the extra wood conservation, that's even better. And if I'm not mistaken, let me just quickly check this out. If we take a look at the gathering stats, we can see that it's 2.3 base versus, what is it, 1, okay? So if you compare gather elephant versus villager, remember, gather elephant is 2 pops, so let's say it should represent like 2 villagers. You can see it's still 15% more efficient at wood gathering than villager. That means it's gonna cut down those trees like 15% faster, okay? So in my opinion, the wood conservation actually helps to put the elephants on the same level as villagers. That's why I feel like this is my choice, because it just means, hey, those trees won't go down really fast. Plus, with the gather elephants, it's even better because they cannot build the storehouses, so the longer you delay them from going further away, the more efficient they're gonna be, okay? And if you suddenly see, hey, it's taking them too long, now you can put the villager there, so it helps with the slight delay, in my opinion. So my choice is just gonna be this. Definitely helps with water maps, where you will go for boats, and then you will need a lot of wood. So having extra wood being gathered from the trees is definitely useful. So in my opinion, this is my choice. While of course, if you feel like to, espionage is also okay choice, but this is my choice. Okay, level 10 milestones. So Strongholds versus Stonework. Strongholds is decreases guard tower cost by 8%. Very useful. You want to build a lot of towers, then the 8% cost definitely helps. Plus it helps you saving some stone, which can be useful in some scenarios. For example, you're trying to get your TC up and running. I mean the second TC. So you want to get it as soon as possible, but you also need a tower to defend. For example, in Valley of Kings, that could be useful. So this is definitely very useful, plus some wood saved. And I need to say, I did not realize it at first, Indians will have a lot of great wood economy boosts from the milestones, as you will see soon enough. There's always something to choose from. But yeah, Strongholds, this is very good, definitely helps. I'm just gonna mark it because this is directly gonna be my choice. The other one is Stonework, increases building bonus damage protection by 15%. Now, that's bonus damage protection, of course. It's nice, but most of the times I would say you don't really want the enemy to hit your structures, no matter what, okay? So that's why I feel like the bonus damage protection is not really worth getting, because most of the time you don't really want enemies hitting your structures. But obviously it happens as well. And it can definitely help, for example, your walls in legendary quests. Not only like siege units, but also like the elite units as well. So Stonework can obviously be a good choice. If you want it, it's definitely a good choice. If you don't really care about the cost savings from the guard towers, that's fine. You can go Stonework as well. Both of these milestones are pretty good. My choice is gonna be Strongholds. But if you want to go Stonework, it's also pretty good. Pretty reasonable choice. Next one, level 20 milestones. And remember, these 3 milestones you will get right away for your Indians when you create a civ. So first one, horticulture, decreases farm and plantation build time by 50%. Notice that it says farm, so you can use it on the other civs as well. For me, this milestone, although it looks great on paper, like reducing the build time by 50%, that's huge help. Definitely is a solid choice if you try to focus your plantations on as high discount as possible with your gear. So for example, if you have the plantation, you can put the joints of Kavek there, reduce the cost by like 19%. Then you can put in the what's it? I forgot the name. I forgot the name. You know, the legendary craftable wall that reduces the cost only. You can put it there, and then in combination with this milestone, you build the plantations really fast. And the plantations take 30 seconds. Farms take only 20 seconds. So you go down to 10 or 15 seconds. And if you increase these values by 40%, then you get it. Then you get the farms built at 14 seconds. The plantations at, I think it's like almost 20 seconds. Wait, am I crazy? No, it is like a little over 20 seconds, I think. But remember, you still need like second villager there, so you can speed it up a little bit on the plantation. So if you ask me, that can definitely work. Definitely can be a solid choice for the late game. Hey, you want the plantations as cheap as possible with this milestone. You build them super fast anyway, so you just go really high discount on your plantations, and this milestone will help you build them up as soon as possible. Plus, cannot forget, villagers will get the tools to build faster anyway, so it will go even lower. So it can be a really nice milestone that can help you build up your plantations or farms really fast. if you have them very cheap, that can be fast farming boost. Definitely great for like a mid game. Then we have the rope geometry, which decreases market cost by 12%. Now, before it was 4%. If you remember looking at the values, checking out the video where we saw the first look at the milestone, it was like 4%. I was like, man. And then also the horticulture was 25%, and I was like, man, both of these are really bad. Definitely got some buffs here. But yeah, 12% market discount definitely is good for you early game when you're trying to get, you know, your economy running. So you're building like your second TC. Maybe you're playing the H3 start, so you will get the third TC, and now you can also afford the market a little bit better. And then with the savings, hey, there's a storehouse or two. Who knows? Who knows? But yeah, both of these milestones seem pretty solid in my opinion. If I had to say, it's hard to tell. Like, both of these milestones seem pretty good, but at the same time, I feel like, do I really want them? Yeah, both of these are pretty fine, so this choice is definitely up to you, up to your preference. Do you want those plantations built faster, or do you want cheaper markets for early game? I feel like this is gonna be my choice overall, because I feel like my argument against horticulture would be that your villagers get the tools late game. So once you're level 40, you'll grab the Hammer of Kavek or the Divine Hammer of Construction. And then plantations, you usually want to build with multiple villagers, because that's what you should do, because you can put multiple villagers on them. So you should build with multiple villagers, and suddenly the build time will go even lower. So in my opinion, while this looks really great on paper, I feel like overall in the future you will prefer this, because using multiple villages will be so easy for you on those plantations. So that would be my argument. So I'm going with the rope geometry here. But hey, if you want the other one, it's still pretty good. I'm not against it. Okay, level 30 milestones, and this is one where I feel like I'm kind of disliking what I'm seeing here. So, timber hauling grants a small trickle of 1 wood per second. Straight up, 1 wood per second. You can compare this to like taxes for Persians, same level, for level 30, which gives only 0.75 gold per second. So, if you ask me, this milestone is probably one of the strongest milestones Indians have. I might even say this is number 1. As you could see, we already had like wood conservation, we had the cheaper towers, we have cheaper markets, but how much are you really saving with those? Because 4% of the market would be 4% would be the 10 wood. So 12% is 30 wood savings per market. So depends how many markets you build. If it's like 30 wood, you build like 3 markets. Hey, that's 90 wood, right? If you build multiple towers, well, that depends. Usually you do that in the late game, so it doesn't really matter that much. But with this milestone, that's 1 wood per second, okay? So in 2 minutes, that's 120 wood generated out of nowhere. You did not need anything to get that wood. And it's already more than savings from free markets. Already? And it keeps going, okay? It keeps going. So this is why I don't really like this milestone for how strong it is, because that's a lot of wood you're just generating for free. And let's not like talk only about markets. That's free storehouse every 50 seconds. Can you imagine getting free storehouses every 50 seconds? You can also get the berry bushes gathering upgrade. You can get, I'm thinking like plantations are more affordable, like pretty much everything, but Obviously, it's 1 wood. Let's not get crazy over it. But it definitely helps a lot in the early game. Late game, whatever. Your elephant gatherers will just gather so much wood. You won't even notice this. But in the early game, it definitely helps you to afford those early storehouses. It helps you to afford storehouse upgrades. Can help you build your few houses to get the population. Let's say 3 minutes in, hey, I already got 180 wood. That's like 3 houses already for free. Not to mention, once you have the cost gears on houses, that's even more. That's gonna be even more. That's gonna be like 4 houses suddenly. That's why I feel like this is gonna be really strong, especially once you combine it with the gear on houses and other structures, okay? That's why I don't really like how strong this can be. And you could argue, like, yeah, but Persians have 0.75 gold. Yes, but how many units are you gonna train with that? Like, okay, you can afford Sparabaras early, but Sparabaras are just tanks. They will not kill the enemy units that easily. So you still need to get something else, and you need a lot of those units. And then you still need the houses to get the population. So it's not like you can suddenly build an army because you have taxes. No, this allows you to build those houses. Can you imagine taxes plus houses with the timber holding? Oh my god. But anyway, agronomy increases villager and gatherer elephant gathering rate from farms and plantations by 6%. So if you ask me, this is more like mid-game to late game, especially for Indians, because plantations are quite expensive early. From my experience, plantations are very expensive early, and you want to get the shrine upgrade for your plantations first, so it's more appealing to go for the plantations, because in my opinion, plantations are worse than farms before you get the H3 shrine upgrade to make them cheaper, thus making them more affordable, okay? Because they cost more than 2 farms, but after the upgrade they are cheaper, and it's like you have 3 farms now, so that's a huge buff for that. So from my perspective, this is more mid to late game upgrade, especially late game, okay? 6%. It's a small number, and I'll be honest, that can help you. Like, now you can save like 1, maybe 2 villagers on those plantations, so you don't need like, I don't know, you don't need like 36, you can just get away with 33, save like 3 population. It's not much, it can help. But in comparison to timber hauling, how strong it is, and it helps you afford the houses, I seriously don't want to touch it, okay? But if you want to know my opinion, timber hauling all the way. But if you feel like, hey, I just want more food, that's all right. We can always use more food. But remember, this is more mid game to late game. So in my opinion, this should be your first choice, and I would say always choose timber hauling. But I'm against it, okay? Okay, I will just go agronomy. And finally, level 40. Here we go. So, the trade guilds decreases caravan cost by 8%, versus cart pass increases caravan movement speed by 3%. So as you can see, caravan buff at level 40. This one is completely up to your preference. Do you prefer the lower cost or higher speed? I was already talking about caravans so many times, but just to keep this clear, when we are talking about the caravan cost, this is more early game buff, because you will be saving food, you will be saving wood. So that's more like early game boost for you, because hey, you're saving the food, saving the wood, now you can use it. But the caravans are not more efficient. They will not generate more gold. It's more like you saving the food and wood. If you choose the movement speed, that means 3% more gold generated from your caravans, okay? This is obviously good for late game. It's not much, let's be honest, it's not that much, but it definitely helps to have more gold. And it can save you again like one population. If you produce your first caravan, that means it will return with the gold a little bit sooner, so then you can spend it somewhere else and try to get like some upgrades. For example, let's say armor attacks. Hey, if you get the gold a little bit sooner, then you can get the melee attack damage upgrade. So it can have its benefits no matter what. So this one is completely up to your preference. Whichever you choose, both of them are good choice. I'm going cart paths because I decided to go the most efficient caravans here for the Indians. And that's it. That's all for the milestones. Hope you like this. Tell me, do you feel like I should have chosen the other milestones that I've chosen? I can agree that, for example, here I could go with discount. That is also a really good choice. We could go with the faster plantations build. That's also a pretty good choice. Percentage protection for buildings is also a pretty good choice. Like, I feel like all of these choices you make as Indians can be really good. Only level 30, I feel like you just go with the wood trickle rate, because that's really strong if you know how to use it. And in my opinion, the 6% is just not so convincing. But anyway, that's all from me for now. Hope you enjoy this. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Leave a comment. Hey, it can help anyone if we have multiple opinions, so please leave them in the comment section. Be nice. Would you prefer like the other milestones more because of something? Of course, we have different opinions, so please tell me in the comment section below. But anyway, this was Psychosaurus. I'll see you next time. Bye.